Hello, welcome to Cryptid Vibes, where I talk about different myths and legends from all over the world. Starting off strong with the Bell Witch. So let's begin. Imagine a little girl swinging on a branch, humming. Suddenly, she disappears. As you call to her, distressed, you hear your own voice repeated back perfectly. Among this, there are other abilities of the Bell Witch. We will learn more, so I hope you enjoy it. Today we will learn about the different versions of the Bell Witch and what happened to the Bell family. I will also put in different poems, websites, videos, books, photos, and retellings about how it evolved. I will also put in different stories about similar cryptids, monsters, demons, and ghosts in the coming episodes. This is only part 1, and I am still figuring out the mechanics of how this works. So you will have to wait till the other parts of the Bell Witch series to get the full story. And with that, let's begin. Disclaimer. These stories will have psychological abuse, horror, and murder. Be aware. Chapter 1. Now that you have read the intro, maybe you're interested in the history of the Bell Curse. In this chapter, we will learn about the Bell Curse and the location in which it started. It was the mid-1800s in Adams, Tennessee, 42.1 miles from Nashville. Hidden in dense forest, with the nearest neighbor being miles away and isolated in thick, damp forest, with only your farm and family to keep you company. As you can tell, that's no fun, but everyone had to deal with it back then. One day, John Bell and his wife went to meet the Bats on business. They were very rude, so it did not go well. Kate Bats cursed John Bell and his entire bloodline in front of the whole village. Talk about petty, if you ask me. After that day, the Bells have been having weird experiences, and after a while, they heard sounds knocking outside. After a while, the sounds moved inside, terribly abusing the family, and it killed John Bell in his sleep. Beforehand, he was flashing about and was believed to be possessed. Looking back on it now, in the modern day, and how science and medicine has evolved, he was most likely having a seizure. Now, this is extremely important to the fact. Dead or not, the Bell Witch is not a ghost or a demon. The Bell Witch is a poltergeist. A poltergeist is an invisible force that has the ability to move and possess people, items, and animals, which can cause chaos. Part 2. This chapter is about the abilities of the Bell Witch. So without any further ado, let's dive in. The abilities can stem from small to large, from moving small objects to killing John Bell. I dare you to continue and to find out. One important thing has always been the more physical part of the abilities in the story. The first time the bell had transformed when The first time the Bell Witch was transformed was when she was a two-headed dog, then a rabbit with a dog's head. She can also mimic voices and tone. Another cool fact is the part where she can manipulate the laws of nature and reality. So basically, she has the reality stone, meaning that she can control the water and land around her, such as moving hills and trees. She can also make things out of thin air and has the ability to be in two places at once. Without further ado, the Bell Witch's last ability, from what we understand, is clairvoyance, which is the ability to see into the future. The Bell Witch used this ability to foresee and warn Betsy Bell about a future husband, which ended up being correct. He was a terrible person. Have you ever read or watched an extraordinary ghost story? Well, if you have, then you have read something that was influenced by the Bell Witch. The final page, I will tell you about the timeline and the everlasting legacy of the Tennessee Bell Witch. Now that you are ready, we can talk about the effects of the Bell Witch and not talk about different stories. Because the Bell Witch helped shape some of the modern ghost stories, such as the Blair Witch. Now, for the fun facts and timeline, so let's begin with number 1. In the 1800s, Andrew Jackson, who was the 7th President of America, went to the Bell House and has been told to experience some of the things that the Bell family has. Now, the last fun fact before I end this page is that I am very impressed and proud of you for reading this. So, without further ado, let's continue. If it was the year 1894, and word of the Bell Witch got to Martin Ingram, who published a book all about the Bell Witch. It is now a very popular book. Finally, the story inspired by the Bell Witch is the Blair Witch Project, a horror movie about a poltergeist. So good job, you got that one correct. The Tennessee Bell Witch goes out. Now that we have learned about the Tennessee Bell Witch, go out and tell the world. It needs to hear about this very good spooky myth. Let's hope you can remember everything from the bell curse to the abilities and even the effects and timeline, which was the longest part. Thank you for watching this, and promise me that when you watch or read something in the horror genre, you try to make connections to the Bell Witch and the terror it brought in its wake. Now, there are multiple stories similar to the Bell Witch in the fact that it is actually a curse, such as the New Jersey Devil. The story of the New Jersey Devil, or at least the one that I heard, was this woman in southern New Jersey was pregnant with her 13th child, See that? Unlucky number 13. And she mumbled under her breath one day that she would rather have the literal devil as her child than have another mouth to feed. This was where she went wrong, because this set off a curse. And after she gave birth, it was a perfectly normal, perfectly happy baby. Overnight, it grew wings, long horns, fur, goat legs, a horse's head. It became a devil. It slaughtered its entire family in the night, and now roams the forests of New Jersey without mercy. In the mid 1800s, after this took place, the witch trials became very popular. I'm sure you learned about this in history class. So, in New Jersey, one thing they would do is if someone was believed to be a witch, they would send them out into the forests to be killed by the New Jersey Devil. Yeah, not the best. Thank you for watching, listening, and I hope I can see you back for part 2, where we learn about one of the newer versions of the Bell Witch. Thank you for watching. I will see you all in the next part. Goodbye.